Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So here I am back again with my budget book. This is an 8.5 by 11 Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. And I'm about to set up my sinking funds. Now, the sinking funds, I'm going to set them up for December. The budget for December is going to be very tight, so I don't know if I'll be able to put anything in. And if you watched my previous video, my budget with me for December, you'll know that I've never actually set up separate sinking funds. I've always put money aside for things, but I've never actually put them in something as formal as sinking funds. So this will be the first time. So I'm going to set them up for December. If I'm able to put anything in them by the end of December, that's great. If not, at least I have a list and I can move forward with January. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up now, and I will explain to you a little bit my thought process on how I decided what I would set up and what I would include. So this will be another page. That will be my weekly check-in. This will be my paycheck, and this will be my sinking funds. So let me go ahead and zoom you in just a little. Alright, so that you can see a little better. Now, I hope I have fixed my camera. I know my last few videos, my camera's been auto-focusing, and it's been making the video seem like it's jumping. So I hope I fixed it. I guess we'll see once I edit this video. I don't want to just delete the videos and then redo them because, I mean, I've already done them in my book and I don't want to have to redo them. So here's hoping it works this time. So I'm going to use the second thick washi strip that I used in my budget with me for the top to set up my sinking funds. Right, and I will use my sinking funds sticker sheet. Now again, this is from my Etsy shop if any of you are interested. This is for the December budget kit. I have January already up, and I will have February's up soon. I'm almost done designing that one. And February will have two options. You'll be able to get just regular printing like this, or there will be a foil option, which I'm super excited about. So let's go ahead and set this up. So I'm going to put the first strip down. And we'll go from there. Now I'm going to draw some lines. I have made a list of my categories already, so I know what categories I'm including. It's not that many of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17, 18. I have 18 right now that I've counted. Now some of them are pretty general, and they encompass quite a few different, not categories, but it'll be good for a few different things, and I'll explain it when I go along. Let's finish doing the lines. Alright, so there are the lines. And I will go ahead and put the last strip down. Can you still see? Yep. Alright, so we'll put this down. Alright. I do have my cheat sheet up front. And let's go ahead. Now I'm gonna, do I want to change pens? No, I'm gonna keep this one. Alright, so my first one is titled Beauty, and I've seen this called this with quite a few other videos, other YouTubers I should say, and beauty doesn't mean just, you know, nails and hair and stuff. So my husband and my son do need to get their haircuts regularly. My daughters obviously need haircuts. I need a haircut every once in a while. Anything from makeup, anything that includes beauty, we're just going to call it that. It's nice, short, and sweet, so we're going to go with that. Now I am starting with 0 for all of my categories essentially, but I'm just going to put it anyway. Next I have birthdays. Now this will include planning birthday parties for my kids, birthday gifts for my kids, birthday gifts for me, for my husband, birthday gifts for family members, and even birthday gifts for any friends that my children are invited to their parties. So anything like that will be included in here. So that's where you see they are very general and will encompass quite a bit, but I figured it was better that way than having, 100 different sinking funds. Next, I've made a sinking fund for business. Now, if you remember in my budget, I do have a spot for business here. I don't know if you can see that, but I do have a spot for business here budgeted. But I do want to make it a dedicated sinking fund. That way, I will have the money set aside for ordering things as I need. Next is we need to get my husband a car. So right now we don't have anything saved for that. My goal is to save about $3,000 just to get, a good but used vehicle, something to start him off with so that he can get more work. So we're going to work towards that. Then we have our car maintenance. Now this will be anything, so we just got new winter tires. We will need new all seasons or summer tires, whatever you want to call them. We will need to renew our stickers. We will need to get our brakes fixed. We do need to keep up with the oil changes, that thing. All of that is going into this category. So this, I'm hoping to get up to a few $1,000s because the tires, the brakes, all that is quite expensive, so this is going to be a pretty big category as well. But of course we have nothing right now. Then I added a CAA membership sinking fund. Now this is, I'm not sure if they have this in the States, I think they do, but it's basically roadside assistance. So because I have to do so much traveling to and from work and to my kids' activities with the children in the car, I don't want to end up being stranded somewhere either without fuel or with the vehicle broken down. So I want to keep this going just, for safety. It has already come in handy a few times with our older vehicles. So I do have to renew that. Now I don't have anything in the sinking fund right now. I will need about $250 to $300 to maintain that, so that will be something I have to get going soon. Then we are thinking about Christmas 2020, so we will need to start budgeting for Christmas. I have depleted that fund, although it wasn't an exact sinking fund. I did deplete the money I had put aside for Christmas, so we are starting fresh. Then there is the clothing category. So there will be kind of separate for my 3 kids, myself, my husband. Also, I will need to focus on getting a school uniform for my son for next year. He is starting at a new school next year that will need a uniform, so that will go along with that. And then we have the CNE. For those of you who are not from Ontario or Canada, the CNE is the Canadian National Exhibition. It is held, I believe, just every August, and it is essentially a big fair downtown by the lake. And there are rides, games, there's the air show. It's a big event, so we go every year, and we do spend quite a bit of money there, so I will need to budget a separate sinking fund for that. Then we have dance, so my daughter's dance, This category will include any private lessons or semi-private lessons, tumbling lessons, costumes, summer dance lessons, my other daughter's summer dance lessons, my son's summer dance lessons. That was a tongue twister. So anything that is related to dance will go into that. So we'll see where that goes. Then I am adding emergency as a sinking fund. Now I do need to work on our emergency fund, which is baby step 1. As I mentioned in the budget, we are still technically on baby step 0. We are catching up on some bills that we're behind on. So the emergency fund is our baby step 1. So I do need to save the first $1,000. So I'm making it a sinking fund so that it's always up front and visible, so that I can remember that I do need to get that caught up, so that we can move forward and save some other money and start paying off our debts, which will be another video. So emergency. Then we have entertainment. Now this could be anything from going out to dinner or going to a movie or just doing anything as a family would be fun. Anything that's relatively small, that's what we're going to use that category for. Then family photos. We didn't get them done this year. The last couple years we've been getting them every other year, but I think I would like to move forward in getting them every year. So we're going to save up for next year. We usually get them around November, so we're going to work towards that. It's not very expensive, but I want to make sure I set the money aside for it so that it's done and then I don't have to worry about it. Then we have household. This will be anything if we ever need any new furniture or any decorations, frames to put pictures on the walls, paint to paint the walls, anything that's related to the house. Even though we are renting, we don't make any major modifications to the house, but if we want to do, small little things to make it our own, then it's good to have that money there. Then we have medical. Now, this medical category here is not the same as you'll see for those of you in the States. We do have our Ontario health insurance plan, so we don't have to pay to see the doctor. We don't have to pay to go to the hospital. I have excellent benefits through work, so I don't have to pay really for any of my medication or my children or my family members' medications. But my husband does have a few things that he does need to, let's say, pay up front for medically, and then I have to submit the receipts to my benefit company, my insurance company, and they reimburse me. So I still don't technically pay anything, but I do have to pay up front and then be reimbursed. So what I want to do is I want to have the funds in this category so that when I do have to pay, I just pay it from this fund. I reimbursed, put it back in the fund, and it's always there. So I don't have to pull it from my budget and then be without that money for a little bit while the insurance company is refunding. So, sorry, that was a long explanation, but that's what that category is for. Then school. So every year we do have to pay a very small fee for school for the children. And next year, with my son changing schools, he'll have to get a few more school supplies that he hasn't had to get before. So I want to put some money aside. This also includes, things like pizza lunches or hot lunches that are served. Just putting some money aside for that, I think, is useful. Then I have made a category for U.S. funds. I do want to start, I'm going to say collecting U.S. funds, although it's not a collection. I do want to start, I guess, converting some of my funds into U.S. funds every now and then to keep some money in U.S. currency for when my daughter goes to the States for competitions. It's just easier that way. I can try to get some, convert some of the money when the rate is lower so that it's more beneficial to me, so I lose less money. So I will do that. Oh, I shouldn't put that at 0. I do have some U.S. funds. That is the only one that I currently have. Let me get my whiteout. I will have to check exactly how much I have. Oh no, we're smudging. Okay, I have to fix that. That's just going to hurt. Let me fix my whiteout. That is now trying to ruin my life. And we'll fix the smudging a little bit. So this one was 0. Oh, that just looks horrible. 0. This one I will have to count. I think the last time I counted I was at about $100 US. So actually, you know what I will do? I will put it at 0. I should have just left it at 0, and what I'll do is once I've counted it, I will just add it in the plus column. I should have just left it at 0 and not smudged. Oh well, it's done now, so we have to move on. And then last, I have vacation. Now, my family and I have never been on a major vacation. We've never had the funds to, so we've never been anywhere, you know. I mean, we've done things as a family, obviously, but we've never been on a major vacation. And a goal of mine is to bring the kids to something a little bit more substantive. So I'm thinking about $8,000 worth for a vacation. So this will be a big ticket item. I do have a timeline in mind. I'm hoping within the next 2 years to have this saved up so that we can go somewhere fun for the kids. So we'll have to see how that goes. So essentially our starting sinking funds is at $0. But at least we have the list written down. So now we can see where we're at. We can see that we have goals, and then throughout the month, if I do have anything I can add here, I will add it in the plus column. I don't see us spending anything from any of these categories this month, and then I can update the ending balance at the end. So just to recap, so the few that are really, really important right now, obviously, are the emergency fund, which I want to get to the $1,000. The CAA membership, I need about $250 to $300. That's a major one. The car maintenance, I do need to save up because we do need to get our brakes, I guess our brake pads, I'm not 100% sure, but our brakes need to be fixed sometime soon, so I do need to save up for that. And everything else, obviously the vacation is a big ticket item, you know, being $8,000, so it will take me a while to save up. So everything else seems to be pretty reasonable, and I'll just have to save what I can when I can. But there's just those 3 that are super important right now that I need to really start focusing on. So that is it for my sinking funds. We'll see how this goes for December. I may need to tweak it a little bit for January or for 2020 in general. But for now, I think this is a pretty good starting point. So we'll see how that goes. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any comments or questions or ideas on how I should set this up, or if there are other categories that you feel I may have missed that I might want to think about adding, please let me know. I would love to hear from all of you. Some of you have way more experience with this than I do, so I would love to hear from you. But I hope you've enjoyed watching this. If this is new to any of you, I hope this is giving you some ideas on what you can do to help set up some funds. That way you're not stuck at the last minute wondering how you're going to pay for things. So thanks again for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you are new, and click that bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload a video. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks everyone. Bye.